Hi guys, what am I about to tell you is very violent and real. It's a Rapunzel, the real Rapunzel story from Grimm Brothers book. If a child ever read the book that is filled with all kinds of real fairy tales, they would have nightmares for years because how violent it is but real. The regular version you all know on Disney about Rapunzel is the fake version. The real version is more gruesome, but it has a happy ending the rest of the fairy tales. In the book are bad endings, gruesome endings, savage endings, or some good but gruesome. Okay, I'm going to tell you about the real one. So basically Rapunzel got her hair cut off by the witch. She banished her from the castle, leaving her in the desert of nowhere. She used her hair to trick the prince into coming up. When he finally came up, he saw it was the witch. He fell into thorns. He was blinded by the thorns. He walks blindly into the desert. Rapunzel found him. Her tears helped his eyesight. They walked back to the kingdom, got married with children, and that was the end. The ending was a happy, but the story was very gruesome and violent. I'm going to tell another real fairy tale from Grimm Brother book. I forgot what name it was, but it was on Disney, and the real one is in the book of Grimm Brother. It basically a princess with I think 3 or 4 mean sisters. The heel didn't fit on their foot. But if it fitted perfectly on the poor or horribly treated other sister, and a happy ending was the horribly treated sister, I think, got married to the prince. Now here where it gets creepy, I'll tell you the real one. So in the real one, the mean sisters knew the heel wouldn't fit on their foot. So they physically chopped the bigger parts of their foot to fit in the heel. And obviously, the prince didn't look at it as normal, so he chose the real princess, basically the horribly treated one. They got married in the kingdom, and when the sisters came out, they got poked in both eyes by birds. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about real stuff that happened years ago, I think around in the 1800s. Well, not exactly in the 1800s, I always say that, but it was years ago, just like the 1800s, it was like the hundreds years ago. Anyway, they made a book about it, but I am not going to tell you that yet, and I'm going to tell you about what happened just like the book. So basically, there was going around something like world hunger, and it was worse in Europe because they didn't have that much food, only a little bit. So obviously people were starving, and the elderly would starve themselves, so there won't be other elderly mouths to feed. So 20% of the people there died from starvation, 30 or the rest percent suffered not getting food. The parents that had children would either eat their child or lure them away, abandoning them, so there won't be any younger mouths to feed. This is obviously horrible. For them to abandon their children or eat the younger ones is horrible. I don't know what the book says, but I do remember parts of the book. Basically, in the book, the parents tried to lower their children out, but it didn't work, so they tried it again. So this time it worked. The children wander in the woods, hungry, starving. They find a gingerbread house, they feast on it. After soon realizing it's a trap made by the witch, they realize the witch wants to make them fat so she can eat more meat. The kids managed to escape and through the witch and the fire. Obviously, this was gruesome because the witch was going to make them fat and eat them. Anyway, bye, I'll make more videos, just subscribe. Oh, I forgot to say the Cinderella shoes was made out of squirrel fur, so the other thing I told you was the Cinderella thing that I forgot, but now I remember. Rewind the part at 1:30, I think, to the video that was the part where I talked about the Cinderella thing, but now I remember. Anyway, bye Pookies.